Hi, my name's Anthony Hines. For the last many years, I've been trying to volunteer to help people in their job search as well as in their overall career development. And I do that in many different ways, either by mentoring or via the tips and tools that I have created online, whether it be my Podbean podcast series, the Anthony Hines Job Search and Career Help Now series, available here on Podbean, or my Facebook page of the same name, as well as my LinkedIn group with thousands of people of the same name, as well as on Twitter with the tag of Anthony underscore V underscore Hines. And what I try to do, as I say, is help people navigate their career as well as navigate their job search, because that can be extremely challenging, especially in today's market. Today I want to talk about how to understand unemployment statistics. Unemployment statistics are the statistics that are put out by the government either weekly through the ADP file or monthly through the federal government statistics of jobs, of people's inability to get jobs and who's filing for unemployment and the like. I really want people to understand that, first of all, this data, okay? The data is of previous months, okay? And it's not something that is looking forward. Remember, all the data that they talk about on all of these newscasts, especially on, say, CNBC or some of the other financial newscasts, again, it's old data. It's not about what's going on right now, And the fact of the matter is that things could be changing, And the reality is the whole premise of unemployment. It's not about thousands of people being out. It's how you feel. It's your unemployment and your experience that you're going through. I don't care if unemployment is at 1%. If you're one of the 1%, let me tell you how horrible it feels. Okay? The reality is that statistics can only make you feel worse. So you really got to keep that in mind when you're looking at these statistics, because these statistics, as I say, are backwards. Okay? And again, these stats come out the first Friday of every month, and it's the United States government release of the unemployment statistics from previous months based on data that they have accumulated. The data is not telling the whole story regarding unemployment and only looks at certain areas of transition. It doesn't take into account things like consultants as well as it should. It doesn't take into account people that are not looking for jobs. It doesn't take into account very well things, people that are underemployed. And it doesn't take into account the many people that are doing things like Uber, Airbnb, or other types of side businesses or side jobs that aren't really looking for a job because they're making good money doing things that they do on the side. I mean, people laugh at Uber drivers. Let me tell you, people in Uber, they make $50,000, $75,000 a year if you hustle. I mean, what's the matter with that? You make your own hours, and you do pretty well. Plus, you don't have a boss telling you what's wrong or what you got to do and all these things. But these people aren't really shown in the proper statistics of the unemployment data. So my point, as I say, is remember, number one, it's in the past. Okay? Number two, keep your eye on the trends. Where's the trend going? Okay? What are many months saying? And also, what about the previous months to the one they just reported when they recalculate it and they adjust it? Keep your eyes on those prior monthly adjustments, because that too is valid data that you got to understand. Okay? And remember, they just pass over the previous month's data because they're always looking to show that current month. So showing that current month is the main event, right? But the previous month's data could have information as well. So again, remember, it's data from the past, but also it's not just data from that month, and it's not everybody that's unemployed. It's only the people that are in the criteria, as well as the people that are choosing to look for work. Okay? So keep that in mind when you're out there. The details of the announcement can be found at www.bls.gov. When you study the data there, you can see in what areas the jobs are increasing and what areas they are decreasing. This will help you to understand what training you should go out and get if you are undecided. Okay? And again, this is national data. Sure, there's information on regions, but if you're going to get unemployment to pay for training, why not get training that you know people are looking for? So check that out, because you want to be able to see what training people are looking for, what training companies are looking for, so that you can maximize that type of training grant. If you're eligible for training from your unemployment office, you want to be smart, as those training dollars are very limited. So you want to make sure you maximize those training dollars. And understanding the unemployment stats will help you to maximize those training dollars, because you'll see where the jobs are, where they're coming from, where they're going to, as well as what are the other trends of the data, and understand that not everybody is being counted. Okay? So remember, underemployed is a big deal. So the fact is, keep that in mind. The statistics also show what regions of the country where the jobs are, and what regions of the country have limited opportunities. You may be frustrated because little is happening. Well, maybe you live in an area that has limited opportunities. At least you know that. You will be less frustrated, as you will understand that it's not you that is the problem and that there are other factors. Let's say, for instance, I don't know, project managers. There are some parts of the country that are really looking for project managers that are very, very, they're limited in the amount, and other parts of the country that have a lot of project managers. But if you're certified in project management, where are you going to get a job quicker? Probably in another part of the country that doesn't have as many project managers, right? What have I always said, people? You want to put yourselves in situations where you're not with a lot of other unemployed people, right? You want to put yourselves in events or other types of places where you are one of the few unemployed. And if you're in an environment in a certain part of the country where there are very little of your skill set, okay. And if training can help you get even more of an advantage through your federal grant from unemployment, use it. But the fact is, you're going to find that out from the statistics from the government, right, from the previous month. So don't just sit back and let those government statistics go by you and say, oh, woe is me, another bad month. Look into that data, because you want to see where that data is and where it's going, because that way it can help you to get your next opportunity. It also is important to look at the data to help you keep an objective mindset and help you to plan your next move. When in transition, people tend to beat themselves up. So if you follow where the data is, you are less apt to internalize and think that you are the problem, which is very important in this process. What does the data say, right? It's not about emotion. What does the data say? Look at the data objectively. Look at where the jobs are. Look at where the jobs are going. It's not you, and it's not that people are out against you, that nobody is calling you, right? If you look at data, then you can have a better and clearer understanding of what's out there. If you want to see which way things are trending forward, keep your eye on the earnings of placement companies. For instance, how did Robert Half do in their quarterly earnings? If they're placing a lot of people, then hiring is picking up. Remember, these companies do the hiring, so they are more apt to have a pulse on the market both nationally and regionally. Ronstadt, as I say, Robert Half, Winter Wyman, if you're in the Boston area. Look at some of the different high end or very, very large placement firms. Look at Deloitte for consulting. Are they able to? How are their numbers? Look at Accenture. How are their numbers? The point is, if people want these consultants, that means that they have a lot of business happening. Keep your eye on that data. That's what's important regarding future hiring, not just the data from the past, right? So not everybody is counted, as they said on the federal government stats. They count people that are actually looking for work, and not everyone is like that. So the numbers can be off. As they say, things like consultants, part-time workers, contract workers, and other less conventional workers may be looked at differently. Check out the actual rules at that website I gave you to see what is in those statistics. Because if the statistics are not complete, then the data is not complete. And if the data is not complete, you want to see what the real data is, right? Don't just let the small amount of information that you get from your favorite news outlet or online source be what you get from the statistics. Those areas tend to not give the whole story and instead focus on whatever agenda or mindset that they are trying to promote. Look at the data yourself for the real story, right? Don't just go by what the newscast says, all right? Don't just look at as they say, what are they trying to put out? The fact of the matter is that if you do that, right, and you look at the data objectively yourself, you're going to get a better understanding of what it is, right? There'll be what I was saying before about some of these earnings data, okay? There's also earnings data in the government statistics, okay, regarding the fact that how much people are making. So, I mean, if you have a certain skill, maybe you're undervaluing how much that skill is worth. Maybe you're overvaluing it. Look at the salary. Look at the data regarding payroll. And that will help you in upcoming salary negotiations that you may be coming up against in future interviews, right? You don't want to price yourself too cheap, and you don't want to price yourself too high. So the fact is, you want to be able to know what that salary data is. So that data is in the government statistics. Data is data. It's objective and without slant. Use it to your advantage. It may be boring to look at, but it provides you. But what it provides will give you an edge when going through the process. Keep that in mind, and don't discount that data. Look for the hot job industries. Look for the cold job industries. Where are the most openings in the areas that you have talent in? This will help you look and apply for jobs. What is hot in your region? What is, as they say, what training is out there? What is there a shortage of? Remember, there is no shame applying for a job with less applicants and where you can step right in. You may get that info from reading these government statistics. If there are not as many people applying for a job because there's not as many people with that talent in your area, and you got that talent, what are you doing? Go get it, right? Many unemployment offices will help you to understand how to read the data, as that information is very important to them. They know where to find what is important and how you can properly use it. Check and see if there are classes available to teach you how to read the unemployment data. So do you understand, people? It's not just this little 2-minute discussion on TV. There's stuff in there for you if you're in the job market or even if you're trying to develop your career. The fact is, you want to be able to use that data and understand that data. If you're looking for government jobs, go to usajobs.gov. Some great jobs are offered there, don't even need a college degree. That said, the process is slow and there are tricks to it. Look to take a class that teaches you how to apply so that you can do it efficiently as part of your job search. Certifications attained from a company called CompTIA can be helpful for you to get looked at for government opportunities. You may want to look into. That's CompTIA, CompTIA. They have a lot of certifications that are at the level where government jobs can look to use, and government jobs can see that as an advantage on your application. But understand, in usajobs.gov, there's a certain way to apply. And as I said, look online for how to apply on this website so that you can work your way through the maze and get a good chance of an interview. Again, you don't even need a college degree for a lot of these jobs at usajobs.gov, usajobs.gov. So make sure that you take into account how to get and how to apply for jobs within usajobs.gov. Okay? So look at the data and go with that. Make a note to look at the data each month, as it can easily get by you as you are looking at other things. Studying the data can only give you more knowledge, which can help you to refine your search and possibly lead to your next opportunity or to advance your career. It will help you you get your next opportunity faster than if you didn't know what the data is. So make an appointment with yourself that every month look at that data. Okay? Again, people, I'm not a pro. I'm just giving you my experience. I'm giving you my opinion. Okay? I do these podcasts because the job search process and career development process can be tough. And a lot of it has to do with outlook, attitude, positivity, and proactive behavior. It's on you. As they say, excuses are for losers, and understand your career is your responsibility. Taking a look at the government data is not something everybody does. So why not get yourself the advantage and go out and take a few minutes and look at it and learn something about your own job, because you never know how much that can help you in your next raise or review, as well as if you're out looking for other jobs in your next opportunity. Remember, people, your career is your responsibility. And when you listen to my podcast and you subscribe, it helps me to end unemployment one person at a time. Have a great day, everyone. And remember, understanding the unemployment statistics can help you. So don't discount it. Bye now.